North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un has discussed strengthening his country's military capability in a meeting with his top generals. According to North Korea's news agency, Kim talked about national defense and steps to bolster the armed forces. The meeting was held amid heightened tensions with the U.S. Talks between the two countries have been deadlocked since the collapse of their summit in Hanoi in February. Pyongyang has threatened to seek a new way unless Washington comes up with an acceptable proposal in their nuclear negotiations by the end of the year. To discuss that a little bit further, I'm going to bring in our correspondent, Jennifer Chang, who is joining us via Skype out of Seoul. Jennifer, it seems to me that Mr. Kim is trying to make some point clear and send out a signal, not only to within North Korea, but abroad.
Yes, today's enlarged meeting of the Central Committee discussed ways to bolster North Korea's military self-defense and build up its armed forces. Right now, the North is on edge because the U.S. has been flying surveillance planes over the Korean Peninsula area to try to determine whether the North is getting ready to fire an ICBM. It held two long-range missile engine tests on December 7th and December 13th recently, and has been saying that it is entirely up to the U.S. what type of Christmas gift it gets, because the U.S. has refused to modify its negotiating position. It's taken a very hardline position, demanding that the North give up all of its nuclear weapons and its nuclear bomb fuel before the U.S. lifts any sanctions at all, just like it did to Libya. And of course, when the Libyan leader Gaddafi capitulated to those U.S. demands, he was later killed in a coup backed by the U.S. So the North will never do that. And the North is beginning to really see the U.S. as a threat now. The U.S. has said that the military option is on the table as a very last resort if all diplomatic means fail to denuclearize North Korea. So the North is always looking out for a surprise, preemptive surgical strike of some kind from the U.S. on its nuclear and missile facilities. And today's enlarged Central Committee meeting, many experts say, may lead to a plenary meeting of the Central Committee very soon, at which the North would declare an end to its moratorium on long-range missile testing and nuclear weapons testing. It declared that moratorium earlier, right before the first summit between the U.S. and North Korea in Singapore in June 2018. And at that summit, it seemed the U.S. was willing to be reasonable in its denuclearization negotiations with North Korea, but not anymore.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. That update on the situation in North Korea through Jennifer Chang, our correspondent in Seoul, South Korea. Thank you.